When you think ground classes, you think pilot preparation.
Hello, pilots and future pilots. You are watching Pilot Preparation, and before starting today's topic, let's look into this situation. So we all know how a student is so excited when he looks at the airplane for the first time, which he is about to fly. So you can imagine a person who is going for a sortie every day, and one day thinks that he has to get out of this local control area and he has to fly outside this local control area just for a small while, and he will come back. So what happens is, this person named Arjun, you can say, Arjun thinks of going outside that local control area, and he goes. As soon as he goes, he was flying very nicely, and he sees a hot air balloon. As soon as he see a hot air balloon, he realizes, okay, I can fly above him, or I can fly above it. So he goes and climbs up. And as soon as he climbs up, he looks at another obstacle, and this obstacle is, you cannot maneuver over this obstacle. So this is a fighter jet. So, like, lucky he was that this fighter jet pilot was very intelligent, and he maneuvered over him very fastly so as to save both of their lives and to save very costly planes as well. So, with all this situation which I made here, I want to tell you something very important. That is, first of all, as a pilot, never even break a minor rule. Okay, that is first suggestion I will always have. And second thing is, if he would have told to someone that he will be taking this route, would this problem be arise at the first place? The answer is no. It will not be arised at the first place. Why? Because ATC would have known that this will be going in this side. Then this plane would be given a particular flight level or a particular altitude, and this plane would be given another altitude to fly. And then there would be no congestion at all throughout the track. So this is the reason why we fill a flight plan. That is nothing. A flight plan is nothing but planning of a trip from one place to another, just like we plan a trip. So here we understood that if we would have if he would have taken a flight plan with him, like he would have made a flight plan and filled it and given to ATC, then this problem wouldn't have been arise, because this would have been given 9,000 feet, 9,000 feet, 8,000 feet, and 7,000 feet, and all would be flying very nicely at the same, at the same route. Everyone is flying so nicely. Now let's study about flight plan in the most formal way for the starters. So let's understand first the importance of flight plan as per the exam perspective. So we can say RTR is a subject, radio telephony restricted. This subject has a high importance of flight plan, because radio telephony restricted has a base of flight plan, or we can say flight plan is the base of the subject. And we have air navigation. Air navigation, it comes for 3 to 5 marks in air navigation. It comes for in regulation, it comes for 2 marks. That means one question in regulation. Now let's understand the formal definition of what is flight plan. It is a document filed by a pilot, that means you guys, or a flight dispatcher who also calculates the payload and a lot of things, which is verified by the pilot. So we can say they also can fill the flight plan, and once it is filled by either of them, it will be going to the local air navigation service provider, that is ATC. They also fill it a bit, and then it goes on further reviews, and after that they all will accept that okay, this route is good to go for you. And once this approval is done, then you can fly on that route. So this thing is done prior to the departure. It makes sense that prior to the departure only the route can be confirmed. If you just fly and then say that I was flying at this route, that doesn't make sense. So it indicates the plane's planned route. Okay, so whatever plane the route you plan, that planned route will be explained in the flight plan, and it will be filled in that same way. This is there, and in icao also it is written in the document number 4444. It can come in exam also, or it can come in viva, that where we can find the flight plan document. It can be found at icao document 4444. Okay, so there you can find the flight plan. It looks like this, and this document is too vast, so better you just stick with us and look at the summary. So why do we file a flight plan? For our own safety, isn't it? As a pilot, we have to have our own safety, because there is a lot of air traffic. And if you're landing at Delhi, or if you're flying from Delhi, you know how hectic it is for even in the ATC to manage these many flights. So you cannot unplan a flight for that reason. So self safety, search and rescue. Because just imagine if somebody knows all the checkpoints which you are traveling. So what will happen? If the plane lands emergency land at this path, so somebody will know that where you are stuck or where this plane went missing. So because of the flight plan, we will know the route, and we can track that route, trace that route, and will it will help in search and rescue, isn't it? Then what comes next? Air traffic management. So it will help ATC also to manage you as a pilot, and to manage your flight and the other flights accordingly, as I just showed you the example, isn't it? So now that we know how to fill a flight plan, we have to also know where to file that flight plan. So, like, where to file a flight plan, we can file it online. You can search online, like online fpl.ai.aero. You can note this down and you can search it later on. Online fpl.ai.aero. You can see how it looks. It looks fine, beautiful, or we can say whatever. And then you have to sign up here. This sign up here, and then as a pilot or a dispatcher, as a certified pilot, not like a fake pilot. And then you have to file the flight plan, and then it will be submitted to the local air traffic controller. Either or, like, or you can directly send a hard copy after filling to the air traffic controller, or you can email or fax to the air traffic controller. Or as a student pilot license holder, you can directly call the ATC and fill your flight plan with them. So as a student pilot, only as a student pilot license holder, you can do this thing as well. Now that we know where to file a flight plan, we must also learn when to submit a flight plan and what is its validity. To understand that, we already know that we have to submit the flight plan prior to the departure, but how much prior? That depends on the type of aerodrome you are standing at. If you're standing at controlled aerodrome, that means it will contain ATC, which is governed either by the government or the private player. So for that purpose, like, because that region will be highly populated with many flights, so you have to fill the flight plan and submit it 1 hour prior to your departure. Whereas in the case of uncontrolled aerodrome, you can fill and give 30 minutes prior to your departure time, and it should be approved within a very short time. So this is how you have to fill and get approval: 1 hour prior to the departure and 30 minutes prior to the departure. So this is the minimum period at which you can submit the flight plan. But what is the maximum period? Just imagine, if you are if you are a early person, you do every work as early as possible. So the earliest you can fill the flight plan in both the cases is 120 hours. That means 5 days prior. 5 days prior to the departure, you can fill your flight plan and get it done. You can get your approval 5 days prior. Now that we know we have to submit it 1 hour prior to the departure, is it compulsory to fly at the departure time? It doesn't happen like that. So whenever there's a departure time, just imagine if the departure time is 10 a.m. If the departure time is 10 a.m., you can even start flying or start the procedure for flying at 9:45 a.m. This is the minimum time, and maximum time you can take is 10:45 a.m. That is actually a complete 1 hour duration is given to you to take, and take your steps slowly and fly. So you can see that you are given 15 minutes early time and 45 minutes later time. This is also called as EOBD time, or estimated off block time. This is the time when the plane's blocks are removed. And once these blocks are removed, just imagine if this 10 a.m. is your EOBT time. So, in ideal case, you will be removing these blocks at 10 a.m. and then the plane will fly. So, this is also called as EOBT time. Indigo always fly on time all the time. I'm not a Indigo fan, but I'm just saying that they have this, motto type thing. So, how do they do this? Because they fly early. Just imagine if the plane will be leaving at 10 o'clock, it will start its procedure by 9:45 and it leaves by 9:50 or 9 or 10 o'clock. So by 10 o'clock you are in air. But there's a limit to this. Between 9:45 and 10:45, there is one more limit to this. There is a countdown time as well. So just imagine if your EOBT is removed, like this block time, your EOBT, these blocks are removed, your EOBT time has started. So once your EOBT time starts, once your departure time starts, just imagine if you start by 10:05, 10:05. Just imagine if you remove this block at 10:05, then you have to, in the case of controlled aerodrome, you have to fly within 30 minutes. You have to fly within 30 minutes. Whereas in uncontrolled aerodrome, you have to fly within 1 hour. So within 30 minutes means what? That means by 10:35 a.m., you have to take off and you have to fly. Whereas in the case of this, you can fly for like you have a very good time to fly. So just imagine if it would be 10:36 and you haven't take off. Then what you have to do? Then you have to, revise your flight plan with the help of ATC. With the help of ATC, you have to revise your flight plan with the help of ATC. And just imagine, because your duration was 9:45 to 10:45. So what happens when it becomes 10:45? So after 10, just imagine if you're starting at 10:46 a.m., then you have to again apply for the flight plan by a call or something. So you have to redo or make fresh flight plan. But why this happens, we'll learn that we are given two approval code. That is, first is FIC number and second is ADC number. So these two number get rejected, or these two number lose its validity once you exceed this time. Once you exceed this time of 45 a.m., 10:45 a.m., then you cannot revise it. You have to make it afresh, because this FIC number and ADC number become invalid, because there is a new traffic now after 10:45, after your scheduled departure timings. There is a new amount of traffic, and they will be flying at different heights, they will be going to different routes, and there could be more traffic this time. So that is the reason you have to make a fresh flight plan. Now you can imagine how tough it would be, or how repetitive it would be for a person who is flying weekly or regularly to a particular route every time. So actually we have a repetitive flight plan. So in that case, when you have a repetitive flight plan, you have to file that flight plan for first 10 occasions. So just imagine if you're going from Delhi to Kolkata, then you have to fill the flight plan Delhi to Kolkata once, twice, thrice, and for the 10th time. And after that, all the information of your flight will be there with the ATC. And it will come under repetitive flight plan. So you don't need to fill it ever after that, until and unless your timing changes. Then you have to again fill it for 10 times. Okay. So this is the benefit of repetitive flight plan. Now that we have filled our flight plan, where does this all information goes? Like, where does all this information go after submission? So it goes at different region. We have 4 divisions, which are also called as flight information region, FIR. FIR, not first information report, but first information region, flight information region, sorry. So these flight information region are Kolkata, Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai, and Chennai. So here, these information, whatever you have filled, is verified, and once it is verified by them, you are given FIC number. So this number is nothing but an approval number, or approval ID, you can say, which is given by these centers. If these centers are busy, then there are 22 nodal offices where your flight plan goes. Either of these 22 offices will be taking your flight plan, and after that they will give you the FIC number. If they are busy, if Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, and Chennai are busy, then FIC will be given by them. This map is very interesting. There is one more fact in this, that this is air defense identification zone. That means you can see this part, this is ADIS zone. AD zone is the zone if, just imagine, if the plane comes, or if a unknown plane comes from this side or this side, then our military will know that this is an unknown plane, because he wouldn't have filed a flight plan for our route, and then they can capture it, or they can target it, like that. And we also have two more facts. So can you see this region? This region is Bhutan. Bhutan has our Indian airspace. That is, Kolkata FIR manages Bhutan's full flight plans. So whatever traffic is coming to the Bhutan is managed by Kolkata FIR. There is one more sub FIR which comes under Kolkata FIR. This sub FIR name is Guwahati FIR. Now let's look into the flow chart. So flow chart is, first you fill the flight plan. Once you fill the flight plan, it goes to the departure airport ATC center, and from there it is sent to different FIR, different FIC center. That means different FIRs. So it will either go to Chennai, Kolkata, or Mumbai, or Delhi FIR. Once it goes there, you will be given FIC number. So once you are approved by them, then it goes to MLU, Movement Licensing, LIASIONING, Movement Licensing Unit. Movement Licensing Unit is nothing but a defense unit which also verifies your flight plan. Usually in India, it is governed by, it comes under Indian airports. So they will check which route you have taken, so that, just imagine, if they are going for a sortie on that particular track, they will have a particular height when you will be flying on that region, as I just showed you in the example. So they should know your movement, but you should not know their movement. So they will not show, or they will not reveal their flight plan, but they will ask your flight plan, and in the return of that, they will give you a valid number that is called as ADC number. ADC number is nothing but Air Defense Clearance number. So once you get ADC number and FIC number, you are done for the day, and you can fly after that on that particular route. So once you get the approval, everyone should know where you're going. That means, just imagine, if you're going from Delhi to Kolkata, then everyone between those stations should know where you are going. Okay, so to all the station, or to all the airports, or the checkpoints, we can say, your flight plan will be given through AFTN or CIDIN. So AFTN means Aeronautical Fixed Telecommunication Network. AFTN means Aeronautical Fixed Telecommunication Network, or the CIDN network is also called as Common icao Data Interchange Network. It's Common icao Data Interchange. Let's come to the last part, which is some flight plan abbreviations. So there are different flight plan abbreviation which we use and write at different point of time. So the four types of abbreviation are PLN, CPL, FPL, and RPL. So what is the first one? Can you guess? First one is flight plan. Second is current flight plan. Third is filed flight plan. And fourth is repetitive flight plan. Now that we have studied all the theory of flight plan, let's start filling the flight plan in the next topic. So our video ends here, and you have seen all the theory of the flight plan. Now please fill the flight plan with me in the next video. As you can see, the link is here or in the description as well. And once you learn that, you'll be understanding full complete flight plan. Small thing. Other than that, you can become our student and get a thorough knowledge about RTR, air navigation, and technical general regulation and MET metrology. So you can message us, WhatsApp us. We also give free counseling, so you can connect with us as soon as possible. So see you next time.